Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I've been requested to make a video on how to structure a offer as well as how to sort of overcome the difficulties of being an agency in terms of the customer journey and sort of how that goes through for a regular agency. The biggest reason why a lot of agencies are struggling at the moment is one, they don't understand how the customer journey should follow as well as how to craft their offer. So I really want to help you guys structure your offer and sort of go through the customer journey as a whole to sort of give you guys a better understanding of what customers say and sort of how to overcome those objections in sales calls or whatever it may be in sort of your lead pipeline as well. Let's get started. So I will do it in the agency perspective. So this is what you're seeing as an agency and what your customers are thinking at the same time. So I do want to get that perspective of what a agency is seeing, but also how to overcome the customer objection. So I've got a bit of a mind map going. So I will sort of go through each stage one by one, so it might be a bit of a longer video, but the overall customer has a voice AI agency is that your customer is either losing money on missed calls, slow follow-ups, and no after-hours coverage. That is the main core offer of a voice AI platform, apart from lead generation and sort of outbound calling, which I'll go through in a separate section as well. When you go through sales as a whole, it is just built on trust. If someone trusts you, they will buy from you. If someone doesn't trust you, they won't buy from you. That's, in my opinion, as simple as it gets. The issue at the moment with the core sort of lead gen situation with voice AI agencies and AI agencies in general is that there's three main channels. One is through cold outreach, which is either cold email or cold calling. And then you've got the paid source, which is ads. And then you can also do networking as a side one, but that's obviously not as scalable as what this is here. The issue with a lot of the voice AI agencies and AI agencies in general is that one, they either struggle to scale or they struggle to get their first client. It's in between those two options, and it's not really in between at the moment, where a lot of these agencies that we're seeing are just struggling to get their initial client. And we think as Trillet, there are options and sort of situations where we can assist in getting those first few clients, as well as options to help scale in the long run as well. The issue with cold email, cold calling, and ads is that you have to build trust on a call. And the only way you can get to that call is that they have to be interested in your service in the first place, whether that be through the ad, whether that be through the copy, or whether through that be the cold call as well. What is really interesting at the moment is that we encourage our agency owners to use a technique called door-to-door sales. And you guys would definitely be familiar with that, is that we sort of want our agencies to go in person, door knock, and do a custom demo live in 5 minutes using Trillet. Because Trillet can create really custom agents in that 5-minute period with automations inbuilt, with the email summaries, transfers, SMS all included in that 5-minute period, there is no reason why you can't walk into a business and give them a demo of their website and of their company with a custom knowledge base all attached in 5 minutes. Every time you walk into a business owner's shop, you are essentially getting a free meeting out of it. The difficulty with this source of traffic here is that it's very, very difficult to get a meeting booked. Yes, you can get them through cold calling, ads, cold email, but by no means you can't. But it is very, very difficult for them to actually convert into a booking. Every time you walk into a business owner's shop, you can pitch them on the spot and do a demo for them. You don't need to say, I will sell you this price, whatever. You will literally just give them a demo of the voice agent at its core and show them how it works. That is the advantage with Trillet, and it's the advantage with our platform in general, is that you can do custom demos in that 5-minute period without having to do anything. You can set up in 5 minutes. The same situation occurs is that when you're in the meeting, you have to build trust, right? So once you're on the call, you build trust, and once you're on inside the shop, you can also do a demo as well. What you then want to do is you want to set expectations. Both expectations will be the same, is that with Trillet, we can create an 80% ready agent, which has the email summaries, has got the voices, the knowledge base, SMS summary as well, all attached to it already. That is really good already. Although we understand that prompting is a very, very difficult thing, which means that you need to be able to understand how to prompt, which does take time. That's why you say, give me 2 weeks while you do the free trial, and I'll get it completely done for you. It's also a bit more complex here as well. Like I said before, you educate them on the spot. You basically have a free booking with them every time you go in person, as long as they're interested to an extent and they're curious about AI. You want to be able to educate. The issue with being on a sales meeting, on a call, is that they know you're there to pitch them a sale. They don't really understand that you're there to pitch and educate. They just think you're trying to close a sale, which already reduces the amount of trust that they have with you. Whereas if you go in person and you just educate and you teach, they don't think you're there to sell. Yes, you are there to give them a demo and sort of show them a free trial, but they are more inclined to trust you because they have a in real life person connection. And that matters a lot more than on a sales meeting, on a call, where it's just a Zoom meeting. It's not the same. So there are, I guess, a lot of different sort of objections that you will face when you do a customer journey. A lot of them is the fear of them wasting money, fear of them losing the human touch, fear of their customers not thinking that it suits their niche. They might feel that it's not worth it compared to hiring someone. And the business owner might think they're not ready yet to have an AI. There are multiple objections you can go through. One is if they think that it's too expensive, you can go on a structure, an offer of, well, you only pay if you're happy with the results. I will give it to you for free with no additional cost to you for the first 2 weeks or the first week, and only pay if you're happy with it. This means that there is no upfront entry for them to go into the platform and use an AI receptionist or a voice agent. There's no upfront. So if they think they're wasting money, well, they're not, because you only make your money as an agency if they are happy with the results. Another one is that they're afraid of fear of losing the human touch. Customers will hate AI. I completely understand that. But your goal is to make sure that they are happy with the demo on that 5-minute demo, which is our goal as well, before the agent goes live. The voices are really human now. The latency is always getting better. And I think you should pitch it as that, well, if you don't have an AI, you wouldn't have got those customers in the first place because they would have got a voicemail or got no answer in general. So you want to be able to pitch it to them saying that, well, you either have something or you have nothing, and something is always better than nothing. There's another fear that doesn't suit the industry, which I don't really agree with, although some industries may not be suited to this sort of thing. You want to give them a live demo. Like at the end of the day, I can talk the talk, but I need to walk the walk at the same time, right? So you need to be able to showcase to your prospect that this does work for them, and that's why you offer a 14-day free trial with their real customers. If they hate it, just get rid of it. Doesn't matter. You move on. There is zero risk to them, and there is zero risk to you at the same time. You only spend 5 minutes creating the demo. That's it. You don't need to do a custom integration. You don't need to do a custom setup. Your goal is to get that done in 5 minutes, set it up for them, and boom, you have an agent that's pretty much ready for production whilst they don't need to pay anything upfront. There's also another thing for AI is very new and it's not worth hiring someone. I think this is a very easy objection to get over, and you sort of want to be able to give them a calculator of, well, this is what a receptionist will cost, and this is how many hours it will cost. This is their lunch breaks, this is their sick days, and they can only answer one call at a time. You then restructure your offer to be like, well, an AI it's only costing this much per month, it's 24/7, unlimited calls, and they never call in sick and have a lunch break. I will make sure that the AI is good enough to your standard so that you can continue using it. Another objection that we commonly get is that they are not ready to decide, or they want to think about it. To me, that simply means that they don't trust you yet, or your offer is not good enough. If your offer was amazing, they would have taken it. But if your offer was not good enough, they would be like, oh, I need to think about it. I need to speak to my wife, or I need to speak to my husband about it. It is a very, very common situation. What you want to do is you want to isolate that concern. Is it something about the AI? Is it something about these objections above here that they don't feel comfortable about? You want to pinpoint that objection and then be able to convert based on your offer, order it may be, and sort of go against that objection. So those are a very common list of objections that you'll get when you can't educate in person. It is, I think, a lot more difficult to educate online than it is in person. Once they do trust you and they saw it work live, you can then go to the free trial. You only pay if you're happy, you don't pay anything upfront. That is where the offer is at the moment, because if you're charging for a setup fee, the issue is that you have to charge them trust. They need to be able to trust you with their money that you will get the job done without showing that it would work. And yes, it can show, it can work, it can answer the calls, but how do you know it will sound correct? How do you know it will convert the bookings? But you don't. So what you need to do is you need to rechange that offer into a free trial. So you can offer this agent for free. You need to show your customers that you know it will work, which means that you then can sell the agent to them. Another thing why we don't really go for setup fees is because it's a race to the bottom. Let's say person A, which is me as an agency owner, charges $2,000 for a setup. I build a voice agent with an email summary, for example. I then see agency B. They charge $1,500 for the exact same build. If the customer sees that, why would they not go with agency B if I can produce the exact same agent, right? So you can see there's a race to the bottom in terms of, well, I can do the same thing, but I will charge $500 less, $200 less. So that's why we tend to not charge for setup fees, because one, there's a trust issue, and two, it's a race to the bottom. You then move to the 14-day free trial, and you want to give them a set of milestones that you want to reach. You want to be able to watch the bookings coming on the dashboard. You want to watch the call logs to make sure that the agent is handling what it says it's handling. On day 7, you want to review your results and continue refining the process as it goes. So there will be times when you ask them, are you happy with the results? Not yet. You need to improve, and you need to re-optimize, tweak the scripts, fix edge cases, and improve it as it goes. And yes, this may take time, but it's a part of the process. Ideally, the agent we create is already good enough, which it is, but you obviously still want to improve it and tailor it to your client's needs. Once they are happy with the results and they're ready to commit, you jump them onto a retainer. The goal of the retainer is that you can charge for ongoing optimization of the agent. You don't need to charge for a one-off build anymore because you've done the build for them. What you need now to do is to continuously improve the agent and charge for your minutes as well that the agent uses. That's when you can charge $300 to $400 to $500 per month, where it's predictable income for you and it's predictable cash flow for them. There are obviously other ways as well. You can charge performance-based as well. So you can do, well, I'll only charge you per booking. I'll charge you $50 per booking. And that way, they are less skeptical because you're only paying per result, which is a very, very encouraging thing, because they'll make a profit of, let's say, $200. Let's say that they're a dentist, right? They charge $300 for a cleaning. You will say, I'll give you the whole booking for free, but as a commission, I'll take $50. They make $250 profit, you make $50, right? So it is incentive-based as well. You can also do usage down here, which means you can charge based on in a seasonal period, or you can charge for per minute as well. That's very easy because they can understand it's pay as you go. As I mentioned here, why do people not charge setup fees? Or why do we encourage users and our agency partners to not charge setup fees? There are, as I said, a variety of different reasons, but I would say charging upfront makes them feel like they're paying for something that won't work. Well, yes, we can offer a guarantee, but why would I pay for something that I don't know will work? If I pay for an iPhone, I know it works. But AI is unfortunately a very new technology, and it's very difficult to convince a business owner who has never really used AI to say that, well, yes, you can replace my whole contact or first point of contact service using AI. So that is a bit of a difficult situation. So I wouldn't say that that particularly works at the moment. What does work is the free trial, showing that it works, and then charging them a retainer to improve it. That significantly improves conversion rates rather than setup fees. As I said as well, you got the retainer pricing, so you can charge anywhere from $300 to $750 per month. Management, optimization, support, platform costs, minutes as well, you can include on top, which will allow you to get predictable cash flow for your business. But it's even better for the businesses that your clients are, right? You'll be able to charge them a specific amount of cash per month, which means they can budget correctly. They are very unlikely to be able to budget a $10K per month or $10K setup fee just off the bat and then be able to afford that, right? Yes, businesses can do that, and I would say they're less solo operator and more small to medium sized businesses that can do a 10K agent build. But your traditional solo operator, your traditional 2-man, 3-man crew are not going to be able to fork out 10K, 5K for a build. That is a bit absurd, in my opinion. After that, you're able to convert your client. You obviously want to make sure they keep optimizing it. But what you want to do at the same time is that this is why you also charge a retainer. When you charge a one-time build, you don't get to upsell your clients anymore. You don't get to optimize their build anymore. And they'll come to you being like, well, stop working. Why do I have to keep using it? For example, what you want to do is you want to upsell. The process of this is you want to firstly do tracking analysis. So you want to provide them call logs, conversion rates, revenue attribution, and give them an understanding of what is working in the agent and what is not working in the agent. When you give them a dashboard, I don't really expect them to be able to understand like the call logs in a dashboard. Like how are they going to understand what a variable is, right? So you want to be able to show them a log that they can understand without having to be really complex and confusing. Similar to that is that you can do a variety of other features in order to retain that customer for a long term. We have a Meta callback feature, which allows you to integrate with Meta and you can run ads for your client. You can do lead gen for your client. When you run lead gen, they'll get leads that income, and then the AI, which we have in our meta callback feature, will be able to recall those leads as soon as they come in to qualify those leads. So you can add that as an extra add-on service for your client and your prospect too. Another one you can do is email automation. You can actually do AI that sends follow-up emails, follow-up confirmations, and email summaries to your client automatically without having to do anything as well. This allows you to even build further trust because not everyone's first point of contact is the phone. Their second point of contact might be the phone, where normally a lead comes through the web or it comes through an email or an SMS. The AI can then qualify that lead by calling that specific lead when it receives that specific inquiry as well. You can also do outbound campaigns with our agent as well. So let's say you have a lot of old leads, you can do a lead reactivation campaign. You can do lead follow-ups, you can do reminders, you can do a variety of other things that allow you to add on services and make it a whole ecosystem for your prospect and your client. At the end of the day, when you go to Apple, you don't just buy the iPhone and you leave. You buy the iPad, you buy the AirTags, you buy the AirPods, you buy a MacBook, right? It's an ecosystem which allows Apple to be extremely successful. The same case with any agency. You want to be able to surround your client with an ecosystem where they can't leave. It's the same exact scenario. Lastly, when you sort of build that long-term relationship up and you've been able to retain that customer for over 12 months, you're their AI department. They trust you with their services. You're not just give me 12K, give me 10K, and I'll build it for you, but I'm going to leave you in the dust afterwards. It's not that type of situation. And to me, that doesn't really work at the moment, given that AI is changing super fast. Your clients will need support no matter where they go because they're just business owners. You're the educator. You're the person that teaches people how to use AI. So as a result, you need to provide that support, but obviously be very, very specific about what support you can provide. Put it in the contract. We have contracts in our school community, which is in the link in bio. So you can sort of go through our contracts and see how do you structure a proper contract as well. Trillet itself is supposed to be an agency success platform. We want our agencies to have success over other agencies through utilizing tools that are all in one and AI native. So we want to be able to structure our agencies in order for them to win the most work. That's pretty much all from this video. I know it's been over 20 minutes, but I wanted to go through in detail how to really structure your offer, as really structure your pricing, and sort of map out the customer journey that we see going into 2026. The important part of why I want to go over this is because a lot of agencies are right now struggling to get their clients, and we want to be able to ensure that, one, we educate as leaders in the space. We want to showcase how our platform works, whether that be in the school community, whether that be through YouTube, whether that be through Instagram, LinkedIn. It's very important for us to show how a customer journey gets mapped out for our agencies. Thanks guys, see ya.